Morning. This is Dr. Lakshmi Narasimhacharya, Professor in Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, St. Peter's Engineering College. Today I would like to deliver a lecture on signals and systems. This is the second lecture. Already I have given the previous lecture about the syllabus points and what is the introduction of the signals and systems. So now today we are going to talk about as per the syllabus what the JNTU has given, the syllabus as per that we need to follow. So in this connection, so just I would like to give the first topic, the analogy between the vectors and signals. So in this connection, basically we used to know what is a signal before we are going to talk about the signals and systems. So first we know that what is a signal. Already I given in the previous lecture, even though we will reveal that it is actually a function of one or more independent variables which contain some information. It is called a signal. Signal may be in, for example, you say that any communication, you will take that a communication system. What the communication system consists? It consists of transmitter, receiver and channel. In this connection, what is the transmitter which generates the signal that should be transmitted through the wire or the channel or the free space, and it should be received at the destination. So this is a communication system generally. So we used to take a number of signals will be there, either audio signal, video signal, or any type of signal you say that, right? So that is the information that is called, and it may be defined as a physical quantity that varies with the time, space or any other independent variables. So for example, you used to take electromagnetic wave. What is the electromagnetic wave? Electromagnetic wave should be transmitted in a free space from transmitter to the receiver, or you say that from the antenna to the other antenna, or antenna to the, for example, you take from transmitting antenna to the receiving antenna, which the in between that place is free space. So generally that electromagnetic wave depends on the time and space also. So therefore we used to take the electromagnetic signal. For example, you say that XYZ is a Cartesian coordinate system, and you say that rho phi z is a cylindrical coordinate system, and the r theta phi is the spherical coordinate system. So the wave should be transmitted in free space in a three-dimensional signal. That is, you say that the spherical signals, always the electromagnetic wave is transmitted in a free space in a three-dimensional. That means you say the r theta phi. That means the radial component which having the theta component and the phi component. So therefore it depends on generally how you are saying that the signal, for example, x of whatever the signal is there, v of x comma y comma z like this. Then you will take the one more thing should be added to it, that is called the time, x comma y comma z comma t like this, or otherwise you take a space or any other independent variables. So therefore this is the signal definition, general definition. And the electrical voltage or current that includes the radio signal, TV signal, telephone signals, etc. Non-electrical signals such as the sound signal and the pressure signal, etc. like this. These all are the different types of signals. You say the radio signals, video signals, and the mechanical signals, you say that, and you say the electrical signals, the pressure signal, whatever it may be, one form of signal to the other form of signal, any type is a signal. Signal consists of some information. A speech signal can be represented mathematically by acoustic, the pressure, as a function of time. Just you will take whatever it may be, everywhere it is a function of time, you say that, because they are operating to the sense, so you take the function of time. A picture can be represented by the brightness as a function of the two variables, you say that, are two spatial variables. So that is the relating to space. You say that's why you say that electromagnetic wave consists of x comma y comma z comma t with respect to the time. That's why we study electromagnetic fields. Always the wave is changing with respect to the time. So therefore this is a function of time always. So the system, what is the system actually? It is a set of elements are functional blocks that are connected together and produce the output in response to the input signal. If you take any system, what is the system actually? For example, you have to run some industry, you want to establish some industry. How you are going to do this? First we have to estimate how much we are taking a capital amount and what output we get, how much of profit we will get from the output. So you have to make some generation of revenue by using of some capital amount in the system. So like that, so then again you have to make a feedback. So how will get, how much, for example, you put 1 lakh is the capital amount and you will get a 1.5 lakhs at the output, 50,000 is the profit. So the capital amount should be fed back automatically, it should not be changed, but profit will be take in other savings and all. So therefore the system run with the output which will be depends on the input. So therefore output is in response to the input signal, that is called the system, right? Without system there is no signal because the generating will be required now. So therefore an entity that processes a set of input signal to yield another set of output signals, right? You give only 4 input signals and only 1 output signal like this, just like a multiplexer, whatever it may be, like an audio amplifier and the alternator, alternator and the TV set transmitter and the receiver, etc., or any engine or machine, whatever it may be, and the DC machine, AC machine, like this. So you will take this diagram, this is the input signal what you are going to give, this is a low level audio signal which will be gives to the audio amplifier, and this is called the system, and we will get the output signal. What is the amplifier? Amplifier having some gain. For example, you take the small signal amplifiers and the large signal amplifiers. In small signal amplifiers, you say that this is the small signal amplifier like C amplifier, CB amplifier, CC amplifier, like that. It has some current gain factors. What is the current gain factor? The ratio of the output to the input. So therefore here also system have some gain factor. So therefore some signal, some sort of signal you are giving input, then you will get some output which will be amplified by the factor of that beta, alpha, gamma in sense of the audio amplifiers. So like that, that is called a system. So if you are giving input, then you will get the output. So what is the ultimate output of this system? It depends on the input signal, that is called the system, right? And now we will coming to this is the relation between signal and system. For example, if we will take an example of central government, then we can see the different subsystems together considered as a figure system, right? So therefore here the system is composed of many subsystems like whatever it may be, just we will say the government and the finance, the defense and the foreign affairs and the home culture, home cultural and the social welfare, industries, etc. And a lot of ministries is there in the cabinet, right? So that is called the central government. So therefore the n number of inputs will be there and we will get the output like that. The input to the system are in the form of a revenue, import, or the complaints, or the business, or you say that the suggestions from the people, and whatever they are making a policies for the foreign countries, foreign affairs, you say that, through which the central government functions. That is the system. This is one more example. Already I told the example in audio amplifying circuit, how it should be get the output. Accordingly, you have to take one more example. This is the central government or the state government, whatever it may be. If you will take a central government, we have all parameters will take into the account, all subsystems. Like you say that the finance, defense, foreign affairs, home and the social welfare, industries, and you say that lot of ministries is there, right? So therefore like that, the government should be function through all these inputs and will get the output in certain extent. So the central government produces the output signals in the form of exports, government resolutions, and the financial aids, welfare programs, etc. All will come into the picture. This is a good example for the system. How the system is operated. It should take some inputs and will get some outputs. This is called the system concept. So this is the relation between the system and signals. If you take a system is a government, central government, you say that signals are all the inputs, whatever we taught just now, those inputs will be given to the system and get some outputs. This is the relation between the signal and system according to that. Now, you going to take the analogy, how you are taking analogy between the vector and signal like. The signals are represented in terms of the orthogonal functions. You say that orthogonality concept. What is the orthogonality concept? You say generally you take the perpendicular signals will be there, that is called the orthogonality. It should be relevant. If the two signals will be intersect somewhere, so it one vector component is along with the other vector component, then it has some relation, right? That is using the dot product. If you will take A and B, the both vectors will be there. How you are going to give the dot product of the two vectors? If you will take the A dot B is equivalent to the AB cos theta. So you say that A is a vector, B is a vector. You have to apply the dot product according to the mathematical analysis, then you will get AB cos theta. And if you want to take the somewhat error will be there. That error will be indicated the combination of both A and B vectors, which is generally you say that, for example, V1, V2 are the two signals is there, and you will take the V1 is link up with the V2, which we have the a vector specified the magnitude and the direction generally. So therefore, you know that how the vector is indicating, it is a bold face, right, and the magnitude is the light face type, right. These two are the basic things actually. Vector consists of direction as well as the magnitude, both will be required. So here used to take generally the orthogonality concept here. If you will take a two vectors will be there, right, okay, later we will discuss, just we will go through these points because it's a very important to the students for understanding purpose. So all signals are basically vectors where the vector represented in terms of its coordinates. How it should be represent the vector? Generally used to take the three-dimensional coordinate, x, y, z components will be there, or a, b, c components will be there, like that. Consider a vector f and another vector x, you say that, then the projection of a vector along other vector is shown below. Just you will observe that here. One function is f, another function is, you say that, another vector is, consider vector f, one is the vector f and another vector is the x, you say that. How it should be projection of a vector of one vector along the other vector, which is shown in the figure, just you observe that. So here if you are applying a dot product, we will take already I told dot product A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. So similarly you applied that formula. So here f dot x is equivalent to the magnitude of f into magnitude of x cos theta. So this is the what we call the indication of the dot product of the two vectors. So now you take what is theta? The angle between the two vectors. Just to observe that in this figure, this is the two vectors will be observed here. This is the vector component theta. Theta is there here. So therefore, what is E? E is the error, and the Cx is the combination along the vector, one vector along the other vector. So you may indicate the Cx as a component of vector f along the x. So therefore, this is called the Cx. So here you may observe that if you will take otherwise for your understanding purpose, one vector you say that v1, other vector you say that v2, you say that one vector is you say that Oh my God. Okay, so here one vector you say that v1, other vector is v2, then the relation between these two, you say that one vector along the other vector is c12 generally you say that. Instead of cx you say that c12. So similarly you observe that here this is a cx component is the vector f along the x or the projection of the f on x, which is indicated by you say that here cx plus e, where you say that the e is the error vector, you say that f is equal to cx plus e here. This is using the addition of the vector. Similarly you take like e is the minimum error, you say that, and only when it is a perpendicular to the x, and the below use the figure in which the e is not a perpendicular. These two are not a perpendicular to each other, right? So therefore it has some errors will be there. If you will take the f is equivalent to the, with respect to that, the c1x plus e1, and again you take the another one is the c2x plus e2, where e1 e2 are the errors, you say that, right? So therefore the component of f along x is cx, which is given by and the f into cos theta. So therefore c into x is equal to the f into cos theta, you say that. So how we are going, this is generally you say, generally the v1 component or a v1 vector along the v2, so therefore v1 into cos theta like that. So you may take v1 into cos theta, so therefore v1 into v2 into cos theta by v2. So therefore v1 v2 cos theta is equal to what? v1 dot v2 by v2, which is equal to v1 vector v1 along the vector v2 like that. And similarly used to take, so the f into cos theta, so from this multiplying on both sides x component on both sides, then you will get the c into mod x square, which is equal to f into x into cos theta, which is the dot product of f and x. So therefore dot product of f and x is equal to c into x square. So therefore c is equivalent to the fx by x square, where x dot x and f dot x are the vector product, and x and x cannot be cancelled, cannot get cancelled over here because this is the vector dot product. So therefore you say that when f is a perpendicular to the x, for example f is a perpendicular to the x, that means the 90 degrees apart both, so that is orthogonal, then the error will be 0 because the c equivalent to the 0 absolutely, because cos 90 fx cos 90 is 0 into anything 0, so therefore c equal to 0. So therefore if we will observe this, f dot x is equal to fx cos theta, so fx cos 90 as shown in the figure. So therefore here fx is equal to 0. The vectors f and x are said to be orthogonal if their dot product is 0, or vectors are the orthogonal if they are the mutually perpendicular to each other. So this is the actual dot product involving this the vector notation, which is the vector multiplication. So here you will get only orthogonal property, which gives the error which is equivalent to the 0. Orthogonality in the signal. So you say consider the signal is f of t to be represented in terms of the x of t over an interval of t1 and t2. This is the interval t1 t2 interval in between that. So you will take the f of t is equal to cx of t plus e of t as shown in the above figure according to that only. So from this you say that the e of t is equal to, it should be changed from right to left side. So f of t minus cx of t, where the t in between t1 and t2. So therefore the energy of the e of t will be, because energy signal you used to take, the error signal you used to take here. So therefore e is equal to the integral of t1 to t2 e square of t into dt. where the mean square value of the ET will be applied the, you will go to the mathematics directly. The mean square value which is equivalent to the E square of t equivalent to the 1 by T2 minus T1, which is in between the T1 to T2 into E square of t into dt. So, from the above formula you have to apply like this, and you will take E square of t. E square of t is equal to, you may substitute here E by T2 minus T1, because already you know that from the equation 2, what is E integral T1 to T2 E square of t into dt. That should be applied here. Then the E square of t is equal to E by T2 minus T1, right. So, from this, from the above equations 1 and 2, you say the equation 1 can be rewritten in equation 2, can write equation 2. So, therefore, E is equivalent to the integral of T1 to T2 of Ft minus Cx of t whole square into dt. So, again here the value of C should be selected such that the E will be the minimum, and this can be obtained by differentiating E with respect to the C and equating it to 0. So, therefore, you may take a differentiating with respect to the C. So, therefore, for the minimum error value, so therefore, E comma dE by dC equivalent to 0, then you will take this E function will be differentiating with respect to the C. So, therefore, we will get the results equivalent to the 0. Then you will apply that, and the first term you take d by dC of integral T1 to T2, because it is irrelevant of the C, the first term f of t. So, therefore, it will be equivalent to the 0, and the second term C is there. So, therefore, 1. So, d by d, so what we get here, integral T1 to T2, 2 into f of t, this is the only these two, 2 and 3 terms will be left, first term elapsed to 0. So, therefore, you will get minus 2 integral T1 to T2 f of t into x of t into dt plus here 2c integral T1 to T2 x square of t into dt equal to 0. Then you will equate this, and 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So, what is left for the C? C is equivalent to the integral of T1 to T2 f of t into x of t into dt by x square of t into dt integral T1 to T2. So, this is the C value error function. You say that C, what is the link between the one vector to the other vector, you say that, which is integral. The same expression can be obtained for the minimum value of E square of t. The above equation denominator represents the energy of x of t, and the which cannot be used, cannot be 0, hence the numerator must be 0 to make C is 0, and the C will be there will be no component of f t along the x of t. Then it provides the orthogonality. When the two vectors in the orthogonal, then the resultant will be 0, C will be 0. Then the f of t and x of t are said to be orthogonal over an interval of t1 and t2, and which will be applied that integral of t1 to t2 f of t into x of t into dt equal to 0. Similarly, if the f of t and x of t are the complex signals, then they are the orthogonal over an interval of t1 and t2, if you say that the complexity, complex conjugate, you say that. What is the complex conjugate? If you will take a 3 plus j4 is there, then what is the complex conjugate of it? 3 minus j4. Similarly here, used to take integral of t1 to t2 f of t into x star of t into dt, where the complex conjugate signal is there, and which is, or otherwise you may take it as integral of t1 to t2 and the f star of t into x of t into dt equal to 0. This is a complex conjugate function of any given signal. You say that the f of t or f of x, whatever it may be. So, here now you used to take this is the complex conjugate. If you will take a simple problem for understanding purpose, show that the following signal are the orthogonal over an interval of 0, 1. So, you may take the f of t is equivalent to the 1, x of t is equal to root 3 into 1 minus 2t. So this is the given problem actually. Just you know that what is the orthogonal condition. Integral of t1 to t2 x of t into f of t into dt is equal to 0. So therefore you may apply those values in this equation and you will get the results is like this integral 0 to 1, because the what is the integral instead of t1 to t2, this is 0 and 1. So therefore 0 and 1 integral of whatever the f of t 1 x of t is root 3 into of 1 minus 2t into dt. So therefore again you may take root 3 into 1 root 3 into 2t 2 root 3t. So therefore you separate the integration and you will get the root 3 integral of 0 to t root 3 into dt minus integral 0 to 1 2 root 3 t into dt. So therefore root 3 for this the t in between the 1 and 0, and here 2 root 3 is the what is the integration of t integration equal t square by 2, because the x power n integration is equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So by using of that formula you will get like this, and you will substitute the values in place of t 1 and 0, and you will get the root 3 into of 1 minus 0 minus 2 root 3 into of 1 square by 2 minus 0 square by 2. So therefore 1 by 2 is left. So what is the answer? Root 3 minus root 3, then both will be cancelled, then these both signals are the orthogonal over an interval of 0 comma 1. This is sustained, right? The given signals are orthogonal over the interval of 0 and 0 comma 1. So if you will take that, there is a first problem for the understanding purpose. If you will coming to this, this is the figure shows the square wave represents the signal by the sin t, plot an error in this representation. This is the given signal, you say that f of t. So what is the amplitude of this minus 1 and plus 1 like this. So therefore 1 is the amplitude. The square wave be f of t, you say that the sine wave be x of t is equal to the sin t, you say that. So therefore here f of t is equal to c into x of t, already know that, and the similarly used to take f of t equal to c into sin t, because x of t is a sin t. So therefore c is given by, already we know that the formula integral of t1 to t2 the function 1 into function 2 into of dt by function 2 square of dt, already know that. The same formula you are applying here for the c, value of c. So therefore integral t1 to t2 into f of t into x of t into dt whole by integral of t1 to t2 and the x square of t into dt. Now you are going to apply those given values according to the figure. You say that whatever the figure you are given here, this is a square wave, you say that. So therefore you may apply that. This is the x of t already given sin t. So therefore f of t into sin t in between the 0 to 2 pi, that is the limit. So therefore here 0 to pi, and you take it as 1 into sin t, because f of t is the 1, and here you say that the x of t is the sin t. So plus of, because this is a definite integral, so you may write 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi. So in that connection, because the two separations will be there according to the figure, and the first half will be up to the 0 to pi and the second half is pi to 2 pi. So therefore both will be applied by using the definite integrals. Then you will take the pi to 2 pi minus 1 into sin t into dt, and you solve the integration part of this, and the sin t integration is minus cos t, and which will be in between the pi to 0, and the same 2 pi to 0 cos 2 pi cos 360. Cos 360 means what? Cos 360 minus 0 cos 0 and 1. So similarly you say that the cos pi cos 180 minus 0 minus 1. So therefore minus of 1 minus of minus 1. So you will get some value 2 is there. So here just to observe, minus of cos pi minus cos 0 bracket close plus of cos 2 pi minus cos pi. So therefore minus of cos pi is minus 1, cos 0 1. So therefore minus 1 here, minus 1 minus plus 2 for the first term, and the second term plus, you say that here cos 2 pi is 1 minus cos pi minus 1 plus 1. So therefore 4 we got it. and this is the numerator, whatever the f of t into x of t into dt is, which is equal to 4. And you will come into this is the another denominator you take, the sin square t, because the function second function square. So therefore, integral t1 to t2 x square of t into dt, which is in between the 0 to 2 pi sin square t into dt. So therefore, here integral of 0 to 2 pi 1 minus cos 2t by 2 into dt. So which is equal to half into of 0 to 2 pi into dt, because the 1 by 2 is there, which is common, only dt is left here, minus half is common, 0 to 2 pi into of cos 2t into dt. So again for the t you say that this is the integration of dt is the t in between the 2 pi to 0, and here what is the cos 2t integration? Cos 2t integration is sin 2t by 2. So therefore again you will apply here, and the 2 pi to 0, and the both signals will be applied in the definite integral form, then you will get the pi. So therefore numerator is 4 and denominator is pi. According to the above formula, you say that the c is equal to integral t1 to t2 f of t x of t into dt by integral t1 to t2 x square of t into dt. So therefore from this relation, just you have to apply those values, and you will get answer is 4 by pi. Then whatever the both signals will be covered, f of t and x of t, which is indicated like this. So this is x of t and this is f of t, both will be there. This is sine wave, the x of t is a sine wave, and f of t you say that the signal. So like this, the error, what is the error? We got the error is, you say that the error 1 will be there here. Whatever we got this, the signal is error like this. So and the error area of t is equal to f of t minus cx of t. What is f of t? We know that, and according to that, just you have to apply, and you will get the error signal is like this. So what is the next orthogonal signal space? Orthogonal signal space. What is the orthogonal signal space? Generally used to take the Cartesian coordinate system, x, y, z components generally. But here for your understanding purpose, we used to take the x1, x2, x3, x1 of t, x2 of t, x3 of t like this, and there is a three signals are mutually perpendicular to each other, and which forms the three-dimensional space, which is also called the orthogonal signal space, as you say that, right, and which is used to represent any signal lying in that space. Why we are going these signals, the more interesting in the EC, electronics and communication engineering, is which is the applicative part of the signals is the communication engineering. All communication fields, all electromagnetics, which is also a very interesting subject for the next semesters. So the signals and systems is the basics, because first you have to understand what is the three-dimensional signal and all. Then you are going to do some practicality as well as do some tutorials in the electromagnetic fields. Otherwise, you cannot understand. So here, just you say that the three-dimensional, generally used to take a Cartesian coordinate system is x comma y comma z in general. But here for the understanding purpose, you take only x1 of t, x2 of t and x3 of t like this instead of x, y, z components. So here if there is a n such mutual orthogonal signals, you say x1 of t, x2 of 3, x3 of t up to so on xn of t, you say that which is the n-dimensional orthogonal signal space, right. So here the signal approximation using the orthogonal functions. This is signal spaces, you say the n-dimensional orthogonal signal space, you say that. So similarly you say a signal approximation using a orthogonal functions. So here consider a set of signals which are mutually orthogonal over an interval of t1 comma t2, the f of t can be represented by, so already you know that the what is the interval here, t1 comma t2, and the f of t should be indicated with respect to the given vector spaces. So therefore orthogonal signal spaces. So here c1 x1 of t plus c2 x2 of t plus c3 x3 of 3t plus up to so on cn xn of n t. So this is you may reduce that formula, and you will take like this sigma n is equal to 1 to n and the cn xn of t like this. In the above equation, the two signals x suffix m of t and x suffix n of t are the both orthogonal over an interval of t1 comma t2. So therefore, here you observe that what is the time period? I mean, what is the limit in between that, t1 to t2? If we take xm of t into xn of t into dt, which is consider that if both are equal, then it have a function, and the both are not equal, then it comes to the 0, right? So therefore, given here, the 0 for m is not equal to n, because it is a dot product. Dot product, both are the same, then it will give. For example, you take ax, a suffix x into a suffix y is equal to 0. A suffix x dot a suffix y equal to 0. A suffix y dot a suffix z equal to 0. A suffix z dot a suffix x equal to 0. So that formula is applicable here. Generally used to take both will be the same. Similarly, a suffix x dot a suffix x equal to 1, that is the dot product. If the other functions will be multiplied, then it comes to 0, but a cross product, it is quite different. Ax cross ay equal to az. Similarly, ay cross az equal to ax. Az cross ax equal to ay. So this is the dot cross product. But here you are applying a dot product, then always we say that this is the vector spaces with signal space, which will be indicated like this, which is the function m is not equal to 0, which is equal to 0, and if m is equal to n, then it have en. So therefore, because if m is equal to n, then in between the t1 to t2, integral t1 to t2, xn of t into xn of t into dt equal to integral t1 into t1 to t2 xn square of t into dt, which is equal to en, which is the energy of the signal. So the error E of t in the approximate of equation, which is given. So therefore, E of t equal to f of t minus of sigma n is equal to 1 to n into Cn xn of t. Now we will take error energy. So therefore, E is equal to the integral of E square of t into dt, which is, what is the E of t? Already know that the above equation, f of t minus of sigma n is equal to 1 to n into Cn into xn of t. That will be applied here, and we will get integral t1 to t2 bracket begin f of t minus of sigma n is equal to 1 to n Cn xn of t whole square into dt. So where E, this is what actually error energy, which is in the function of C1, C2 up to so on Cn. It is a function of C1, C2, Cn up to so on Cn. So now, hence the E will be the minimized with respect to the Ci. So therefore, again you may take the differentiating with respect to the C component. So therefore, dou E by dou Ci is equivalent to the 0, and you will take the differentiation, partial differentiation. So you will get what is the equivalence, which is the dou by dou Ci of integral t1 to t2 f of t minus sigma n is equal to 1 to n the Cn xn of t whole square into dt, which is equal to 0. Now the dou by dou Ci, which is equivalent to the t1 to t2 in between f square of t into dt minus of integral t1 to t2 sigma n is equal to 1 to n 2 into Cn f of t xn of t into dt plus of, that means what you are observing here, it is a minus b whole square form. Just to have to elaborate this, a square minus 2ab plus b square. That form you can elaborate this, and you will rewrite the equation just like this. This is the dou by dou Ci of integral t1 to t2 f square of t into dt minus of integral t1 to t2 sigma equivalent to the sigma of n is equal to 1 to n 2 Cn f of t xn of t into dt plus of integral t1 to t2 sigma of n is equal to 1 to n Cn square xn square of t into dt, which is equal to 0 like this. So now, for I is equivalent to the, what is the value of I? You will say that dou by dou Ci, I is up to n, you say that either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to so on n. The equation is executed, the first integration term of independent of Ci, so its derivative is 0. So therefore, dou by dou Ci of so and so, which is equal to 0, and the first term automatically discard it because it is irrelevant of the C term. Then whatever the term second and third is left here, then it should be equate and find the CA value. So whatever we got in the previous vectors, the same should be replica here. So that is the integral of t1 to t2 f of t into xi of t into dt by whole integral of t1 to t2 xi square of t into dt, where I is equal to 1 to 3 up to so on n. So therefore this equation and the previous equation both will be coincide. So therefore here we know that the xi of t xi square of t into dt, which is equal to ei. So from that relation, that equation should be rewrite that just we will take the ci, which is equal to 1 by ei integral of t1 to t2 and the f of t into xi of t into of dt. So this is about the signal spacing, orthogonal signal space. How we are worked out with the signal and vector, already know that. Now we are going to talk about the mean square error. What is the mean square error? The error energy is given by the equation, mean square error. If this mean square error, which is the very interesting one, which is already you did in mathematics, the mean square error, RMS value and all. Now you are going to take the mean square error E is equivalent to the integral of t1 to t2 and f of t minus of sigma n is equal to 1 to n and the Cn xn of t whole square into dt. So therefore again a minus b whole square formula, just you have to apply that. E is equivalent to the f square of t into dt in between the t1 t2 integration and the integral of 2 into integral of t1 to t2 and sigma n equal to 1 to n Cn f of t xn of t into dt plus of t1 to t2 integral t1 to t2 and sigma n is equal to 1 to n Cn square xn square of t into dt. So therefore integration and summation order if we interchange this, then we will take the E is equivalent to the, what is the first function, integral of t1 to t2 f square of t into dt minus 2 into sigma n is equal to 1 to n. Cn is a common outside the integration because a constant, and integral of t1 to t2 f of t into xn of t into dt plus and the sigma n is equal to 1 to n Cn square integral of t1 to t2 xn square of t into dt. So now the rewrite this equation from the previous one, just you will take the E of t is equivalent to the integral of t1 to t2 f square of t into dt minus of 2 into sigma n is equal to 1 to n Cn and the integration of that function, which is equivalent to the Cn into En plus integral sigma n equal to 1 to n and the Cn square and the En, that is the integral equivalent. So therefore where you know that already En is equivalent to the integral t1 to t2 x suffix n square of t. Cn En is equal to integral t1 t2 f of t xn of t into dt. So therefore you may reduce that equation by using of Cn En and En. So therefore you may take, this is the final equation what we got, integral t1 to t2 f square of t into dt minus 2 sigma n is equal to 1 to n Cn square En plus sigma n equal to 1 to n Cn square En. So therefore again the both will be Cn square En will be there, this is 2, this is 1 will cancel automatically, then we will get the results is integral t1 to t2 f square of t into dt minus sigma of n is equal to 1 to n Cn square into En. The mean square error and the error energy are related, as you say that E square of t is equal to E by t2 minus t1, which is equal to 1 by t2 minus t1 integral of t1 to t2 f square of t into dt minus sigma n equal to 1 to n Cn square into En. So therefore, from this relation, just will take the sigma n is equal to 1 to n, Cn square En is always a positive. So the E as E tends to 0 and n tends to infinity. So this is about the mean square error and the error energy, which will be both will be related to it actually. So now we will take the closed or the complete set of orthogonal functions. So this will be come in the next video. We will talk actually. So this is the first two topics is completed already. So next we will coming to the closed or the complete set of orthogonal functions in the next session. Thank you very much for watching this. This is Dr. Ramalan Acharyalu.